Welcome to another episode. We are live stream once again. We're doing this Monday through Friday, whether it's off season or in season. And again, I can't thank everyone enough. Just so people know, Thursday is today, obviously. And so every Thursday, my goal here in the DOB is to have another fellow beat writer that I work with. Again, there's only a handful of us that are there. That are considered beat writers, right? People who are the heartbeat and pulse of the team. So again, I made a huge graphic on that, huge for us because it took me a while to make it. And it's really cool. I think it's going to be something that's going to add value to you guys here in the DOB. Got a lot of good feedback from yesterday's live stream on the Blitz Pickup. Again, the Blitz Pickup is another live stream show, and we have a special guest. You guys don't know if it's a coach, player, former or current. All you know is you're getting a hot guest here on the show, and it's just not, oh, who is this person? You guys will know who this guy is, or girl. So again, today and tonight, because of the Warriors game and because everybody is just on short notice, we weren't able to get a fellow beat writer on today, simply because obviously we have to be there tomorrow, right? For GM Dave Ziegler at noon. I'm going to be posting some videos up here on YouTube for all of you guys. But again, thank you everyone that's been showing me love. You know what I mean? Like there's 12 of us watching right now. Again, I don't expect this to be a huge live stream with concurrent viewers. And simply because of the Warriors game, the Kings, they play in the Kings, even though it's going to end right now. People are probably out partying because the Warriors won, which is great. And, well, if you're a Kings fan, you guys are still up 2-1. So I am a Warriors fan, so I'm happy, but I'm not going, oh my gosh, I'm not going to be like throwing shade at Kings fans. Look, I'm happy for the Kings as well. To be honest with you, I care. Like I want the Warriors to win, but I'm not gonna be like, oh my gosh, like Warriors lost the series. If they do lose the series, it's like, well, it was a good run in the dynasty. It was a good run in the dynasty. Daniel Kim, thank you so much, man. He says, salute, Dark. Good to see you here, man. All right. We got Carlos in here. Carlos, how are you doing? I think this is the first time that you have dropped a comment here in the DOB. Welcome. First of all, aloha and welcome to the DOB family. You are in the right place because this is where it's all about good vibes only, or what I also like to call dark side vibes, right? And so, again, we want to give you, as in me, want to give you the voice, and other DOB family members in here want to give you a voice as well. So again, mahalo and welcome to the dark side of BEASTwriter. Really, really happy to see you here because I follow every single one of you guys. You guys don't think I follow you guys? I do. I keep track of all the engagement here on the channel. I look at my analytics, which brings me to my question. And I have to push this because obviously YouTube is telling me, the analytics are telling me. So good news. All right. Good news is we started off the week, I think it was at 5,030 subscribers to begin the week. We're up to 5,090 subscribers. So we gained like 60 subscribers in the course of like 4 days, which means you guys are really pushing the movement, right? I provide the value. Cool story, bro. But then you guys also provide the value, and you guys are the driving force and my bloodline, right? Like without you guys, I wouldn't be in the position I am today, right? I'm only one person, but the DOB is an army, right? DOB mob, as some of you guys wanted to kind of switch the DOB family. And then you guys like, nah, man, let's be called the DOB mob. Let's mob up. Let's do it. Let's do it. Good vibes only. And so we're up to 5,090 subscribers. That's going to only go up. So again, please do me a solid. Give me a thumbs up if you like the silver and black content that I provide here on a daily basis, right? Like, and again, I challenge you guys, and I want you guys to go back. If you miss a live stream or watching the replay or missed a replay, you guys all have lives. Be sure to go and watch every single video. That's also going to help, and that's free, right? So if you don't catch it live and you catch the replay, that's just as good. Why? Well, one, I engage with you on the platform, replay time, and live stream, right? So like, any comment that you leave, I'm going to give it a like. I'm going to respond back to you, and then we can have and keep the conversation going. So there's no really drop off. Even on the weekends, like I told you guys, I don't have a life. I don't have family. I don't have kids. You guys are my family. It's plain and simple. Like there's not enough hours in a day for people to do what I do. And I love doing what I do because it's all about sacrifice. In order to gain something, you have to give up something, right? So it's a give and take relationship. And I love it. I'm not making any complaints. I'm actually embracing the nation here on YouTube. Carlos says, I'm excited for the draft. Javi Ramirez says, what's up, nation? What's going on, Javi? How are you doing? Daniel Kim says, great graphic for tonight's live. I like it. And if you guys haven't seen my graphic, obviously it's kind of cut off. And again, I'm a one-man show. I am the thumbnail guy. I am the creating content guy, content creator, whatever the case may be. I'm also the beat writer, so I have to stay on top of all of that. And then also on top of that, the lighting guy, sound check guy, live streaming guy, make sure everything's going fluid. So I wear a lot of different hats outside. Game film guy, scouting guy, news reporting guy. I mean, in a perfect world, I would love to delegate some of these responsibilities. But again, when you're a one-man show, you wear all the hats and beanies. So I really appreciate that you guys liked it. Quick story about this, all right? And I'm not making it up. And you guys know I keep it 100 and unfiltered. So I went to the gym today, right, at around 5:20 p.m. over at EOS, right next to Raiders headquarters, where I work, right, my 9 to 5, and I'll be there tomorrow for GM Dave Ziegler. That's where we're located. That's where we work. And so I went to the gym at 5:20 p.m. and some of the Raiders employees saw me there, and they're like, "Hey, how you doing?" They know I look like crap. Like they're not going to say it, but they know I team no sleep. All right, DOB is team no sleep. All right, it's all about grind. And then us explaining, like, the thumbnail that we made, like that, or that I made, like I don't have the Photoshop. I'm not there yet. I'm a startup, so I had to literally do it one by one, and then making it fit the thumbnail in each social media platform that you're on, which, by the way, I am so upset because the thumbnail that StreamYard uses to kind of make the cover photo exactly fit in the YouTube, it didn't work. So and it took me 45 minutes to make just the thumbnail. I'm telling you guys, just the thumbnail alone. I'm telling you, it's a lot of work. You got to Photoshop, and then you got to, but see, not making complaints. I'm just saying, a simple thumbnail, you would think it'd be like, that's cool. That's a cool graphic. And then you guys, not you, but I'm just saying people would go on. I would do it too. I'd be like, oh, that's a cool graphic. But then to say that, oh, it took 45 minutes to make, like, what the hell? Like, that's crazy. And they're like, that's nuts. But they understand it. They understand that, of course, that's kind of how it goes in social media, right? And so why? Because everybody wants to fight for their algorithm, right? Like Twitter, for all you guys don't know, Twitter, Elon Musk is not verifying legacy verified anymore. So I am not legacy verified anymore. So just FYI, if you see a blue check mark, that's BEASTwriter Ryan Sakamoto. To be honest with you, I still have that blue check mark. And funny thing about this is you have to be subscribed to Twitter Blue, supposedly, not necessarily, because there's a few other people who are still verified on Twitter who didn't play for Twitter Blue. In fact, Stephen King, I think, is another one. So it's weird. And Elon Musk knows this. Like, he's not dumb. So it's just like, what is he doing to the platform? Like, it's really going to make a confusing mess up. And I know, and just to be honest with you, I found some other parody accounts of me on Twitter. So again, be careful who you follow. You know what I mean? You only have 24 hours in a day, so just be careful. On Twitter, even on Instagram, right? Instagram and Facebook. Crazy beast these days, man. Checkmark doesn't mean anything these days. I'm telling you, checkmark, it's cooler to be unverified than verified. And I say that because that's the honest to God truth. Like, it really is. Like, the checkmark has no meaning anymore. And that's not throwing shade. This is keeping it 100, right? We already talked about this, but it is kind of annoying. I mean, I know we're going to talk about it tomorrow with my fellow beat writers. I know there's people posting it up on Twitter already. So I know we're going to be talking about it tomorrow. It's going to be, we should do a YouTube video being like, hey, what are your thoughts on being unverified by Elon Musk and legacy verification? I ain't going to pay for Twitter Blue. And then somebody, oh man, look, he's too cool to pay for Twitter Blue. Or she. Javier Ramirez says, we'll like to see Moton hop on here with you. You two are the best covering the Raiders. Appreciate the work. Thank you so much. And yeah, I'm more than happy. There's been a comment. To be honest with you, okay, I'll be 110% honest. I just heard of this guy. Well, I heard of him last year, but again, I'm new, right? I'm the new kid on the block, and I want to content create with people who are on that same wavelength in that grind, but then also with credible sources, right? Not credible sources as in an insider, because there's only a few of us who are beat writers who are inside sources. But what I mean by credible source in that, they put out honest work, right? They're not piggybacking on someone else's. Let me write that down. We are launching shirts of that, by the way. I'm not kidding you. There's going to be a few other shirts. I just dropped $600 into the DOB for merch, for swag. So if you guys want to support me, just keep on the lookout. And again, Josh Jacobs knows about some of the swag that I'm having out. He's down to support it. Just leaving at that. There's a cool little design that I've been working on for Josh Jacobs. And I related to him during the season. He's like, man, I rock that. And I was like, okay, cool. Which begs the question, Josh Jacobs, hey, GM Dave Ziegler, are you going to pay my boy, Josh Jacobs? Roll Tide Roll. I love GM Dave Ziegler. I also love Josh Jacobs. I love both those guys. I think they're doing a tremendous job. It's just, it's a business. At the end of the day, the NFL is a business, and both parties have to make the best decision for them, right? Tian Yang says, salute nation. And again, thank you so much. There's 23 of you guys watching it. Give this video a thumbs up. That is free. Also, if you'd like to support the DOB here on YouTube, you guys can do that through a super chat or super sticker. That would be greatly appreciated. Or on the replay, you can also send a super thanks. It's a heart icon. And again, if not that, because times are tough, I get it. Tax season was just around the corner for us Californians, although we got the extension, right? Hopefully. I think it got extended. And so I understand it. Trust me. I know times are tough. Just give this video a thumbs up. That is free. That is free 99. That doesn't cost a dime or a penny. And engage with me on this platform. And then that way we can kind of push bigger, better giveaways. And it was brought to my attention. Someone, again, who's very well versed in the social media aspect here on YouTube. He's like, man, your giveaways are legit. But he says, like, to be honest with you, man, like, you're giving out some crazy good prize. I was like, I know. He says, what if you did something else? And I was like, what are you talking about? And so we're going to have this conversation later on tomorrow about what that entails. He even explains, like, oh, let's talk tomorrow. I'm like, okay, keep me guessing, bro. You leave it open-ended like that, and like, okay, make me think. But anyways, I like doing the giveaways. I know a lot of people and family and friends are like, why you do giveaways? You don't need to do that. Your valued content is just as good. Like, people are going to follow you because you have, and obviously in their opinion, the best content, but they're being biased. But it is what it is. I love giveaway. I don't know. I think it's cool. I think it's fun. Like, to do I feel like a kid, like, giving giveaways. Like, who doesn't want free? Like, that's dope, bro. Right? Like, I don't know. I'd want free stuff. Just for the love and support. Been doing it since day one. Always going to be giving back to you guys. Whether it be taking my time out of my schedule on game day, interacting with the fans instead of shooting videos, I will do that. I love engaging with you guys at Allegiant Stadium. I love engaging with you guys. And if you guys want stuff signed, I did it with the Niners, did it with the Nation last year. I'm more than happy to sign stuff, right? And so, like, selfies, whatever the case may be, I've been doing this, and it's not just stemming from the Niners or from the Raiders. It's been stemming from my bodybuilding grind too, when I do the meet and greets, right? So you guys know from the Bay Area, I'm also known for my bodybuilding grind. So it's not a secret here in the DOB what I do. But again, you see the ticker right here. We're up to 5,090 subscribers. So again, give this video a thumbs up. It's doing and pushing the algorithm to other Raider Nation like yourselves, which is good. We started with like 5,035, 5,036, some whatever crazy number that was. We're up to 5,090. So by the end of the week, I want to have 5,100. By tomorrow, I want to have 5,100. So again, give this video a thumbs up. Engage with me on this platform. And again, we've been on for 19 minutes and 8 seconds. So again, there's 21 of you guys watching right now. And again, I always check the analytics. I'm not going to go to sleep. I told the Raiders, like, you need to get some sleep. I was at the gym, like, you should get some sleep. And I'm like, I know, but I'm kind of stubborn. I'm kind of stubborn in that way where I know I'm supposed to get some sleep for tomorrow. But you guys know the beast mentality, it's kind of hard to separate time off. It sounds nuts. And I know I'm probably going to give myself a heart attack later on the road. Like, I'm not just saying it. Like, I have heart palpitation. Look, there's a lot of issues, health issues, because I'm just always on that grind. So I know where I'm trending, but it's just like, at the end of the day, it's like, man, like, I love This is not job. This is not a job for me. It's like my passion. Like, I need to prove to the nation I know my stuff. I need to prove to the nation that how the draft unfolds, it makes sense on what I said in real time and cross checks in hindsight. Not going to get every single pick right. Otherwise, I'd be a multi-billionaire with a B here in Vegas because I'd be selling my picks to the casinos. Maybe that will come. Maybe that will come. Maybe that will come. Daniel Kim says, how can you do honest work if you aren't on the inside? It's like a cool game of silver and black telephone. Yeah, that is very true. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. My guy DK says, road to 10K. Let's go. I am all for it, man. And again, if you look on the second part of this ticker right here, we got 50,000. Gosh, that'd be crazy. That'd be crazy if we got 50,000. 5,090 subscribers here on YouTube. All right, which is excellent for us. Excellent. We're small time. I want to earn every inch, every yard, just like I posted on Twitter today on my YouTube channel. I was like, I love it. I love it because it means we're growing. And I was looking at the analytics. It went like this. It went like training camp was like this, right? So like when I started training camp back in July, it was like this. August and up, it started going like this. So we know where we're going. And I say we because it's the DOB family. But the second part of this ticker right here, it says, turn on the bell notifications. All you guys subscribe to the channel, but there's only 711 people that turned on the bell notifications after subscribing to the YouTube channel. So again, take time right now. There's 21 of you on it. I'm pretty sure all 21 of you subscribe to the channel. Turn on the bell notifications on your mobile device, would be Android, iPhone, tablet, laptop, MacBook Air, Dell laptop. I don't know what do we guys have. Turn on the bell notifications so you guys get notified on YouTube when I go live, when I upload content. Like tomorrow I'll probably be posting 3 or 4, maybe even 5 videos tomorrow. And you don't want to miss a beat from a guy on the beat, right? That's what today's show is about. So we're going to talk about the different layers of how I'm going to walk in tomorrow with a game plan. Because again, this is how I did it with the Niners. This is how I did it with the Raider Nation last year, right? My first year covering the Raiders as a beat writer. Going now into year 2 is you have to have some type of a game plan going into the presser, right? Otherwise, and you also have to be able to audible and think quick for a follow-up question or a follow-up interview because maybe some player is not available at that day he was scheduled. So I always spend time, probably 3 to 4 hours, really logically thinking about what the nation wants to hear. Not how they want to answer the question, but what do the nation want to hear? To me, that's important, and it's not lazy because if I was a fan, and I once was a fan of the San Francisco 49ers, right? I was also a fan of the Raiders, right? Growing up, living in the Bay Area, right? And to say one way or the other, I had love for all Bay Area teams. Just keep it 100. But I was more tailored toward the Niners. Just keep it 100. But if you're a fan of a team, don't you want to bring a perspective or hear a perspective, whether you're from the Bay Area, listen on KGO, 95.7 The Game, KMBR, whatever the case may be, right? Or right here, ESPN Las Vegas and so forth, or Raider Nation Radio. Don't you want to hear the questions like that are, I don't know how to say it, football related? I don't know. And so, again, it's just not football-related questions. I'm going to be asking in-depth questions as to the why behind the reasoning, right? That just like we do here in the DOB. TN says, what's the trade value for Trey Lance? Oh, my gosh. I know I'm getting questions like this. You know what? To be honest with you, I was looking on Twitter. There's a fake Ryan Sakamoto already. My hat's off to you, Ryan Sakamoto, on Twitter. Got notifications on that from the gym. Elon, you really screwed up Twitter. You screwed up Twitter. That platform is such a joke now. But anyways, he's going to drive that platform into the ground, but we all know that. But he's a multi-billionaire. He knows what he's doing. Let me just say this. Now, I'm joking. I don't know if he's going to drive the platform. I'm joking, right? I joke around a lot. I don't know. But there is another Ryan Sakamoto, not joking. So Tian Jiang, what's the trade value for Trey Lance? This was actually brought up on Twitter by a Ryan Sakamoto. And I looked at it, I was like, I didn't say that. So I myself got confused on Twitter, thinking, did I really say that? In fact, there is another 49ers channel now This is how wild Twitter is. I'm telling you, when draft comes around, make sure you know who to follow. Make sure you follow BEASTwriter, like my handle. It's crazy. It's really effed up. But I'm telling you, I got confused on my own analysis on whether or not I said something or didn't say something. It's crazy on Twitter. It's wild on Twitter, which is why I'm here on YouTube. But someone asked this question, and for some reason I popped into the news feed, and to be honest with you, I was like, wait, I never said that about Trey Lance's trade value. Like, and then someone said that I was going back to again, I'm not going back to the Niners. Stop. So there's now fake Ryan Sakamoto saying I'm going to go back. I'm not going back to the Niners. Anyways, the trade value for Trey Lance, if I was to take a guess, again, I think it'd be a 1. Okay, so look, I just got a notification on Twitter that I said something and I didn't say it. There's another Ryan Sakamoto on there. It's not me. Annoying. Or BEASTwriter. What are this one's BEASTwriter. Fake people, man. Anyways, the trade value for Trey Lance. Again, every GM has their own trade valuation chart on a player, right? But for me, Trey Lance, if he was to come out of this draft, like, where would you rank him? Let's start there, right? Let's peel back layers of the onion to get to the core. Trey Lance, if he was to come out this year, right, coming off an injury, that gruesome injury, right? Where would he rank? Definitely not above Bryce Young. Definitely not above CJ Stroud. He would be right along the lines of an Anthony Richardson or like Trey Lance. I think that's kind of the same dynamic. And of those two quarterbacks, who would you rather have? Trey Lance or Anthony Richardson? Or Will Levis? I was running my mock draft. Okay, everyone wants to know what I have to say about my mock draft, right? But let me write this down. Look, I talked again. People are saying the Texans are definitely not going to go quarterback. There's some people who are saying that, reporting that's smoke. I think they're still on the fence on taking a quarterback. Fortunately, I don't think they are. As of today on April 20th, 420. Happy 420. Go smoke it out. Go smoke what out? Sniff out the smoke screens, bro. That's what I meant. That's all smoke. Smoke and mirrors, smoke and mirrors. But at the same time, I can see the Texans passing up on the quarterback in order to get Will Anderson. It's a D'Amico Ryans thing to do. I covered D'Amico Ryans back in San Francisco. All right. So I think I kind of have a good dynamic of how things are being ran over with the Houston Texans. And then obviously been covering GM Nick Caserio remotely when it comes to the Houston Texans and what they like to do in the draft. All right. So again, last year, I thought they were going to go Ahmad Sauce Gardner. They actually drafted Derek Stingley, and I actually put out a beast receipt on why they drafted Derek Stingley and why they potentially would draft Derek Stingley over Ahmad Sauce Gardner in my grading system. But here we are today, and I can see the Houston Texans, who hold 2 first-round draft picks. Don't be surprised if they make a trade with the Las Vegas Raiders. You heard it here first. You heard it here back on January 11th and January 19th. All right, it's not a secret. People, come on, dude, stop. For you even to have that analysis, you have to know the dynamics of other, and you don't. It's freaking annoying. Anyways, trade back with Nick Caserio, right, in the scouting department, and then what happens is you don't know if the Texans are gonna at 7 take whoever the third quarterback is off the board. Don't be surprised if Anthony Richardson is available at 7 and Jalen Carter are both available at 7 and the Raiders decide to pass on both those players. Now, nation's going to be all over it. Like, oh my gosh, how can you do that? Like you missed out on the second best player in the draft, defensive player, and then Anthony Richardson, who has the highest ceiling in this draft class. But again, every year we hear this. Trey Lance, he has the highest ceiling. How's Trey Lance doing? Why is he on the open market 2 years into the league? Go look at the analytics, right, of how many quarterbacks get drafted in the top 3 or even the top 5 actually pan out. It's not as simple as, it's all about the valuation versus evaluation that we always talk about here. It's all about the parameters that we discuss here on every single podcast live stream. All right, there's 21 of you guys watching it. Give this video a thumbs up and engage with me on this platform. Carlos said, I look, Carlos, how are you doing, man? I like it. I like your insight. I like your dropping knowledge. I'm just going to put the little banner here to remind people, says hit the subscribe button and smash the like button. I would like to trade up for Stroud, but one can dream. You know, if Stroud's available at number 3, Arizona Cardinals are going to make a trade. In fact, I think it's already set in stone that the Arizona Cardinals are going to trade down. Just like I said, it was set in stone that the Bears were going to trade number 1 overall before the national media, Ian Rapsheet, who else was there? Adam Schefter. Before they reported it, I was the first to report it. Go check the Beast Receipts on Twitter. Again, you have 24 hours in a day. What you choose and who you choose to follow is up to you. But if I'm going to follow somebody, I want to follow someone in real time who actually predicts the future, gets it right, than someone who's just throwing up hot takes, bold predictions, mock drafts. Which round? But no, Monty Austin-Ford from the Arizona Cardinals is going to strike a deal. He's going to trade down. I'm thinking he's going to trade down with a team that's likely to trade up. And don't be surprised. No one's talking about this. All right. Potentially, GM Terry Fontenot, sitting there at 8, could move up to number 3, depending on if CJ Stroud is available. Don't be surprised if Tennessee Titans, under new GM Rand Carthon, right, who I covered with who? The San Francisco 49ers, replacing who? John Robinson. How do I know this? I know all 32 teams. Okay, cool story. It is a cool story. Don't be surprised if he jumps from 11. I ran the analytics on it, formulated my mock draft, stayed up till 6 a.m. this morning. Geez, I don't even know. I don't even know how I'm operating right now. I really don't. Hopefully I'm doing a good job. And I just had a brain fart right there. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Monty Austin-Ford, Rand Carthon. Don't be surprised if they. Javier Ramirez says, what could we get moving 5 spots back in a second and mid-rounder? It depends on the draft position. If you talk about moving 5 spots back to 12, I am going to, I'm going to release my mock draft at the right time. I don't like people piggybacking on what I have to say. So that's why I'm playing it close to the vest, because I'm tired of people passing off information and thinking that it's theirs, and it's not. Daniel Kim says, interesting to listen to people that say the Raiders are going to trade back, but not to who and why. Obviously, they need a trade partner, but which one and why? Beast with the 4-1-1 on all 32 teams. Yeah. Right? Like, for you to even have a conviction that the Raiders are possibly going to trade back, where in your analytics, not mine, not my Beast receipts, where in your analytics in mocking drafts do you actually see that playing out? And which GMs would actually pull off that move? And based on the valuation versus evaluation, because every given draft has its own identity, just like every season is a different beast, would those plays be made and why, based on draft position and the draft picks that they have currently? A lot of different layers here. Come on, let's talk. But they don't want that smoke, bro. They don't want that smoke. Crazy, dude. Annoying as hell, but whatever. It's not whatever. Let's call him out. Let me write this down. Braden Springer says, who do you think the Cardinals trade their pick to? Well, just discussed it. Right? Let me write this down. I see them trading with the Tennessee Titans, possibly even the Atlanta Falcons, right? Because I know we like Desmond Ridder. Really? I mean, I know you hope Desmond Ridder is the answer, but do you actually have a strong conviction that Desmond Ridder is the answer? Smoke and mirrors. Because if GM Terry Fontenot, who I just got to know over at the East West Shrine Bowl, very good guy, very smart GM. I think he's a top 10 GM in the NFL, by the way, and always have. And I told him that. Doing a hell of a job. He even asked me. He asked me about my mock. He says, hey, this is when the Bears had number 1. He's like, hey, is Bryce Young going number 1? And I said, stay tuned. Stay tuned. But obviously, I think we both know that Bryce Young's going number 1. Very cool guy. If you get a chance to meet Falcons GM Terry Fontenot, very, very cool guy. Knows his stuff. Was actually supposed to catch up with GM Dave Ziegler during there, but GM Dave Ziegler was gone. Daniel Kim says, if a quarterback is available like Anthony Richardson, the draft capital is going to be huge. The Raiders could come away with a definite second round pick, maybe a first round pick and a first round in 2024. Yes, absolutely. Dark says, picture this. Both Stroud and Carter are at number 7. Who are you taking? Ooh, yo, man. See, this is where you make the big bucks. If it was me, right? You're asking who I would take. I would take, oh my gosh, this is tough. Oh, my hands are getting slimy. They're getting kind of jelly. My hands are sweaty. Can you see this? I'm nervous. It's almost like I'm there. This is a good one. If both CJ Stroud, which is I don't see, no, watch it happen. I have to think about this one. See, I could just spill BS to you and be like, oh yeah, they should go there. Okay, what's the why behind why they would go there? Okay, let's peel back layers. We're in the war room right now. Beast is the GM, not GM Dave Ziegler. We're sitting there at 7. Both Stroud and Carter are available at 7. Who are you taking? Well, I'm going to field phone calls to trade down. And I know that sounds crazy, but if someone wants CJ Stroud and I can end up with 3 first-round draft picks, and I say 2 first-round draft picks and maybe a 4th or 3rd round draft pick, because if the valuation on that guy's board is, hey, this guy's a franchise quarterback, guaranteed, I'm going to fleece them. Have you seen the movie Draft Day? I'm going to fleece these guys and say, look, all right, both players are on the board. I'm going to trade down. You want them? You want this pick? You're going to give up the farm to get them. Why? Because then it saves my butt too. All right? The risk versus reward game. Why? You throw all your eggs in one basket, like in the game of stock market, you can go down and up like cryptocurrency. But if you spread and diversify in a mutual fund, a little dibby dab, a little here, a little small cap here, a little blue chipper there. Amazon Prime me. And then look at the return on that investment. I think in the long run, you're looking at the instant gratifications versus long-term gains because you're filling out the roster with young players and very talented players while then leveraging the draft in future years. Because everyone's trying to get multiple picks in the first 2 rounds in order to leverage that draft capital. But if you already have that lined up, it sets your future for the next 2 to 3 year outlook. And then that's going to help you out in free agency. Different layers to this. Let me write this down. It's really funny how people steal my analysis. Call them out. Like people are going to call, dude, people, I caught them already. I'm on YouTube. I'm starting to watch people now. I used to did it. And again, I'm a one-man show. All right. I only have enough hours in a day to focus on me. But in focusing on me, I have to focus on what other people are doing because I don't think they have the integrity enough to do what they're supposed to be doing and then lay off my stuff and then create their own. No, they rather just take the lazy analysis and copy me and then go and pass it off as their own. Stop. I'm going to call you out on it. I already did a couple times in the comments. They went ghost. They didn't even respond to me, but they saw it. They got the notification just like I get every notification on YouTube. Don't get it twisted, bro. The DLB fam and the DLB mob is coming in hot. We're all about the good vibes only, and that's not good vibes. Plagiarism is not good vibes. That is bad vibes. Oh my gosh. Javi says, trade back and get a haul. Yes, if they're both there. I know it sounds crazy, and people are like, oh, BEASTwriter sucks, blah, blah, blue. Okay, I suck. Check the Beast receipts. My analytics tell me something. What does yours say? Oh. See, everybody tries to downplay my grind that is not here in the DOB and supports me because they don't know my grind. They don't know my background and they don't know where I'm coming from, number one. Number two, for you to have that kind of analysis says something about yourself that I do have a voice, which is why you're upset in the first place. I'm just keeping it 100. Not saying how cool I am. I'm just saying I'm tired of people there's people on YouTube saying, oh yeah, such and such is the best beat writer out there. And then they indirectly, all right, like let's say, for example, Beat writer A is the best beat writer of all on the beat writer level. Okay. Someone said this. Okay. Content creator who I thought was a friend of mine until he said that. And I started watching his stuff. I was like, oh, but then you're willing to ask me questions for my beat writer information in real time. And then you say that another guy is the best beat. And to be honest with you, I don't think that guy's the best beat writer. Sorry. I think he's probably the worst out of all of us. But I'm not going to put any names out. You guys can do due diligence and find that on your own. Dark says, spoken like a true general manager, Beast. I like doing it. And again, people talk about armchair GM. Cool. Dark says, give Beast his proper due. Boosting with E says, damn, shots fired. I know who. I mean, I'm not going to say who, and you will never know who. I'm just saying there's people out there who try to downplay me as a beat writer, and it's like, wait, but yeah, you're asking me for information. So like, why would you even ask me for info? See, Boosting E says, I thought of you when you said that. Like, damn, so you already know. Like, I'm not trying to call anyone out, but at the end of the day, you called me out indirectly. Like, come on, dude. Braden Sprigger says, 49ers Ultimate Report, I know used to pick. Yeah, no crap. Which is why, by the way, he. Oh, man. I'll just leave it at that. It happened with the Niners. It's happening with the Raiders. It's just stuff now. The cat's out of the bag, dude. And Beast is nice. But at the same time, you gotta like, don't wake a sleeping giant, because the giant's gonna he's gonna come blazing hot. Daniel Kim says, small people have to make themselves bigger by tearing someone else down. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Daniel Kim says, seriously, shots fired, and they won't say anything because they know Beast is better than them. Yeah. And why can't I go and collab with these people? Right? Like, what's it to them? You know why? Everybody knows that once I go on their show or their podcast or whatever the case may be, their viewer, again, you only have 24 hours in a day to follow whoever you want to follow. But I choose to follow someone that's, well, I'm being biased, but someone like me that kind of sees things from a different lens. And then I went on one time, never went on again. Go figure. It's crazy. I'm not saying, oh, look at me, how cool I am. But at the end of the day, it's a direct correlation to how cool I am that you think I am, because obviously you don't have me on anymore. It's not like I'm bad. If I was bad, the comments wouldn't be like, oh, let's have him on again. Let's have Beast on again. Ghost. Crazy, dude. It's crazy. But again, that's what I'm saying. We have the DLB mob in here. You guys see something on YouTube, point it out in real time. Point it out on the live stream. Point it out on these call-in shows that these guys do. Right? Whether it be on YouTube or Instagram or elsewhere. All social media platforms. Just keeping it 100. Anyways. It's heated in here. Oh. But yet. Nuts, man. Dark says, give Beast his proper dues. One would hope the down payment in my Rise and Grind will pay out. We'll see. Again, you guys are my lifeline. You guys want me to continue doing this as my 9 to 5? Give this video a thumbs up. There's 29 of you guys watching right now. Give the silver and black content a thumbs up if you like what I have to say. Tomorrow, I'll be at Raiders headquarters just down the street here. I'm going to walk over there. Just joking. I'm going to drive. I can walk over there. And we're going to discuss all things draft with GM Dave Ziegler. I'm very excited for this. Very excited. Down Kid says, it's rough when your guest is better than you and brings better knowledge. Beast will be nice to them, but they're running away and then circling back to write it down. Absolutely. But like, it's not like, oh, like again, like, oh, how cool. But at the end of the day, it's like, yo, bro, the proof is in the pudding. Like, don't get mad at the player, get mad at the game because you ain't in the game to know the game. And if you're in the game to know the game, then play the game. Fair. Don't be cheating. Don't be doing Spygate. Oh, don't be doing Spygate. Wow, burn. Don't be doing Spygate. This is the don't be doing Spygate. Oh shoot. I'm heated. Down case said tomorrow's live press is going to be off the hook. Give Beast his props tomorrow. Yeah, absolutely. And the Raiders are going to do this YouTube live stream, so be sure to watch it on the Raiders YouTube channel. And I'll also be posting my content on YouTube from my vantage point. Let me write this down. And then I'm sure some of the questions I'm going to ask, I'm sure somebody's going to pass it off as their own, make a little graphic on Instagram, and then not credit me. Cool. But why do that? We're supposed to collab with each other. We're supposed to support each other. Hit that like button. And now, write that down. Exactly. Write that down. There's 20 of you guys watching right now. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. That is free 99 and pushes the algorithm to other like-minded nation like yourselves as a recommended video. Look, it's working. You can also share this video. There's an arrow icon on the multiple device platform that you're on, which is Android, iPhone, tablet, laptop, or the case may be. You guys can share this live stream on your community page. Just go ahead and click it, and it'll say create post. And you guys can go ahead and just share this video saying, check out BEASTwriter and check out his receipts. And you guys can be the judge if you want to follow this douchebag or not. It's funny. People are always like, I've heard it all. Look, I heard all the names. Daniel Kid said, what time is the presser? It's 12. It's approximately, it's always approximate times. Approximately at noon. All right. So I'm going to hit the head over there probably around 11 a.m., 10:45, 11 a.m. Luckily, I have my own. The Raiders PR does a really good job. Shout out to the Raiders PR, Will Kiss, Cam Russo, Ashley, Jade, Joe. They all do a really good job of keeping us beat writers on beat, on track. They did a really good job because we have nameplates on our desks. So exactly where we sit, I'm going to shoot a video so you guys know exactly where people sit. And I think that's really cool. Because at Levi Stadium, we would have our own actually little cubicle. You guys remember the, I know this sounds funny. On HBO Max, there's Office Space. You guys remember that movie, Office Space? And so, Milton with the red stapler? Oh my gosh. Well, the reason why I'm bringing this up is because at Levi Stadium in the media workroom, we have our own cubicles with our nameplates there. But at Allegiance Stadium, at Raiders headquarters, in our media workroom, it's a little bit different. But we do still have nameplates, which is really cool. I think that's very much needed because a lot of times people are stuck in traffic and the people who are there like Monday through Friday, it's kind of like a respect thing. I remember my first year on the beat with the nation, right? With the Raiders. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't sitting in anyone's spot. Right. So I was like, okay, like but I was like one of the first ones there. So I kind of felt bad. So there's like nothing there. Like there's no name place there or anything like that. So like I feel bad. Like, where do I sit? Right. And so like I ended up sitting in the seat that I sit now. But I guess that was Cassie's spot. Cassie or Heidi. I can't remember. I think it was Cassie's spot. And then Cassie, oh, it's cool. It's cool. It's cool. So then she sits behind me now. I felt really bad. I felt really awful. It's a respect thing. Like it irritates me when people come. I don't know what it is. It's not like, oh, I'm cooler, but it's just like, it's like when you go to a brand new office, like you really have to like know your surroundings, right? Like, and if you don't know, you just, you don't know. I felt really bad. Like I apologized to Cassie so many times. Like I was like, are you sure you want that seat back? Because I feel bad. Like she's like, no, it's cool. It's cool. She, Cassie's such a sweetheart. She's a good-hearted person. And she always brings, she introduced me to Pink Box Donuts in the media workroom, and I'm hooked on those things. Thanks, Cassie. I appreciate it. Oh, man. Thank you so much, Raider Dome, for the super chat and super sticker. I appreciate it. If you guys want to give this video a thumbs up. There's 28 of you guys watching. Please do so right now. And again, forward this to all your family and friends if you like everything here that we provide in the DOB, hence Dark Side of BEASTwriter. All right. Thank you so much. Hadamaki is in the house. I like that last name. Hadamaki. I'm just going to say that. Hadamaki. Or Hadamakai. Daniel Kim says, Raider Dame, thank you so much, though, for the super chat. I appreciate it, my guy. Props, Raider Dame. Thanks for supporting the DOB in the way that you're able to. Yes, absolutely. And again, I encourage super chat and super stickers. Obviously, it's my 9 to 5. But again, I know times are tough. Like, I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh, you have to donate, which is why, get this. I could if I wanted to, right? And eventually I probably will. But I want to keep this as free 99 as possible. I know that sounds crazy because I'll be making nothing, but it's okay. Not really, but it's okay. I like doing it organically. So I know YouTube wants me to launch channel memberships, and I probably should do it because I have that option to do it. If you go to the other Raider content creators, they have a channel membership and you get exclusive content. I want my content to be free and then organically get those super chats and super stickers or whatever it is that you can support. So again, I didn't launch it. I could have done it last year and I opted not to do it. And I'm not going to do it this year, possibly because depending on how this goes, because I want to keep it as free 99 as possible. So again, I really appreciate the super chat and super sticker. And again, if you're not able to do that, totally understand. Right? Just give this video a thumbs up. There's 32 of you guys watching right now. And again, a little goes a long way. Literally, someone sent me a 99-cent super chat and says, I was a little embarrassed to send you afterwards. I was a little embarrassed to send you a super chat because it was only 99 cents. I said, look, the gesture of you sending me that 99-cent super chat means more to me than you will ever know. Like, it really does. Like, you don't have to send me anything. Like, for some people say, oh, I'm not going to answer unless a $4.99 question or $9.99. Oh, that's a $9.99 question. I would look at you like, okay, bro, calm down. Calm down. But no, thank you so much, Raider Dame. I appreciate it, man. It means a lot. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about this, right? Let's talk about what the Raiders are actually going to do. You guys want to know how my mock draft is. 32 of you guys watching, and by the way, go Warriors, go Dubs. I'm not a fanboy, but I am a fanboy when it comes to the Warriors because I did cover the Warriors a little bit. I love the Warriors. I can name, if we're talking Warriors, I can go back all the way to the early 90s, right? We can talk about Chris Mullin, Tim Hardaway, Mitch Richmond. Okay, Run TMC, cool story, right? But then you go Keith Jennings, number 2, Chris Gatling, number 25, Victor Alexander, Big Vic, number 52. All right, Clifford Rozier, number 44. Todd Fuller. Oh my gosh, you remember Todd Fuller, the lefty with the crew cut? Looked like Zangief, a skinnier Zangief from Street Fighter. Todd Fuller from NC State. That guy was the worst pick ever. Chris Webber, number 4. Latrell Sprewell, number 15. Spree for 3. The Tomahawk Jam. My favorite Warrior of all time, Latrell Sprewell. Sorry, PJ Carlesimo. I know he choked you, but that was around the time they had Bimbo Coles, Tyrell Muggsy Bogues. You guys remember them? Larry Hughes. Remember Larry Hughes? Man, we can talk Warrior basketball all day, bro. Like, we can actually go back and talk Warrior basketball. It's funny because all these new Warriors fans are coming out of the freaking closet now. Like, oh, go Dubs. It's like, man, stop. Do you even know half the players I just mentioned? I don't have to know half the players you just mentioned. And if they lose this series, will that fan who said, I don't have to know, will they still stick with the team through the thick and thin? Like Raider Nation. Raider Nation fans stick through it, the thick and thin. No matter how good they do, no matter how bad they play, the Nation always has the Raiders back, and I love that. That's like loyalty. That's loyalty you cannot buy because you can go 0-16 and the Nation will still be there. That is called fans. That is called a fan base. But yeah. Braden Springer, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. It's crazy. Everybody who follows me from day one knows that people try to piggyback on my analysis, no matter if it's from the 49ers or the Raiders, and try to pass it off as their own. I mean, someone told me, imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, whatever. Not really for me, because it hurts my back pocket. And you can't steal my stuff. You can't steal my videos, recreate the videos. You can't do any of that. That's called copyright. That's called trade. It's copyrighted material. Like when Complex Magazine, you guys know Complex, right? When Complex Magazine during COVID wanted to use my YouTube videos on Colin Kaepernick, they had to pay me. They asked me how much for my videos. I gave them a number. We signed a contract, and they were able to use my footage in Complex Magazine's Colin Kaepernick exclusive. So, a lot of stuff going on. Daniel Kim says Larry Hughes was one of the original and one athletes, along with Rafe LaFrance. Yes, Rafe LaFrance was from Kansas Jayhawks. If I remember, Rafe LaFrance. I think he didn't go. Who did he get drafted by? The Denver Nuggets. He's a lefty too, right? Rafe LaFrance. Oh my God, I loved Rafe LaFrance in college, by the way. Yes, Rafe. That's how you spell it. Boosting with E says mad A as F, but still there. Yeah, it's crazy. Boosting with E. Thank you so much. I think is this the first time you engage with us on this platform? It might be. It might be. If not, I apologize. I remember everybody and everyone. Yeah, see, it was Kansas and Denver Nuggets. See, I know basketball. We're not even talking about football. Let's go ahead and talk about football. Yeah, have any questions regarding the Raiders? Who they're going to draft? How it's going to play out? Look, we talked about this beating a dead horse like over and over again. All right, they're going to trade down or stay pat, either or. I still think it's Peter Skoronski. Been saying that since January 11th. Actually, November. I said it back in November. I was checking the Beast receipts back when I was running grades on college prospects and NFL game film. I'm telling you, there's not enough hours in a day to play catch up when football season ends until the draft for someone to be like, oh yeah, this player's, it's not enough time, dude. I'm telling you, for me, in my opinion, now people can say that's BS. Beast receipts, check out. Right? And again, the nation don't know that unless you check the Beast receipts. That's why somebody says, oh, the guy with the Beast receipts? Yeah, the guy with the Beast receipts. Go check him out. Oh, people. But let me write this down. Let me write this down so I can go on my live stream and say I recorded it on a Tuesday when it was recorded on a Tuesday. Daniel Kim says, we need to post that clip up of the Skoronski receipt. Yes. Yes. Let's do it. Just type in Peter Skoronski, BEASTwriter. There's all kinds of crap going on, man. Watch, I'm telling you. Here's a funny thing that I don't think anybody's talking about. And I'm going to talk about it here. Now, someone's going to copy this tomorrow and going to put it up, but call them out on it because no one said this. I believe, okay. Oh, look at the people that want to write this down behind the scenes. Oh, I believe what? What's BEASTwriter saying? Shh. Quiet. I believe that Jalen Carter and Anthony Richardson will both be available at number 7. And the Raiders are going to trade out of that spot if the price is right and still get a cluster of players that I talked about on January 11th and January 19th. Now watch me be wrong, because if the Tennessee Titans trade up to number 3, like I just alluded to earlier, with the Arizona Cardinals, and they move back to 11, I remember the draft order. Crazy. Stayed up till 6 a.m. Then that changes the narrative because Rand Carthon might want Anthony Richardson. He might want just to go for the juggler, move all in for Anthony Richardson instead of taking the safer play in possibly CJ Stroud, possibly. And then, oh my gosh, I just throws up all my. Calm down. Calm down. Edgar V says, hello, sir. How you doing? Boosting Lethy says, second live I get to catch. I usually rewatch them. If we draft Peter Skoronski, what's the starting O-line? Depends how they view Peter Skoronski. Let me write this down. I'll talk about this tomorrow. I'm going to save this one. I'll talk about this tomorrow with GM Dave Ziegler. Or maybe not. See, you never know what I'm really truly thinking. I might throw some curveballs in here in the DOB because I know people are watching this right now who are going to be like, oh, yeah, that's a good question to ask tomorrow. So I'll let them take the fall because they're, it's almost like taking a test. Like if I know somebody's copying me, I'm going to write down the wrong answers and then they're going to copy the wrong answers and then erase them at the very last second. And then they're going to look like the dumb one for copying me in the first place. That's your bad, bro. Don't do that. It's like the Dikembe Mutombo. No. Down kids, I gotta find it. Everybody post it, and then his take on trading back. Connect the receipts. Yeah, just type in on YouTube. You can just type in Peter Skoronski, or just type in making sense of the Raiders trading back at number 7, BEASTwriter. Just go back to January 11th or January 19th. Go to my live streams. You guys can find that. It's all there. Or you can just type in Peter Skoronski, BEASTwriter. Stuff will pop up on Twitter, YouTube, what I guess would be. Hadamaki splash. Oh my gosh. The Kim receipts, Miller, Skoronski, James, Parham, Illuminor. There you go. Interior guard. Left guard, because he played there. He played on the left side. Oh no. He has short arms. Must make it easier to hit the bench press. Stupid people say that because they don't know anything about strength and conditioning. They don't know anything about bodybuilding. They don't know how muscle memory actually works. Stupid people say that. Short arms makes it easier to bench press. And me and my bodybuilder friends who compete with me, right? Pros. You guys know who they are, right? I'm on Team Ventura. So Olympias. We think it's funny. Like, how are you going to say it's easier because you have a longer arm length that it's easier to, or it's harder to bench 225, 2.25 than it is for somebody who's half the weight, but pushing more per rep with a close grip bench press and shorter arm length. It's called numbers, dude. It's called gravity, bro. Stupid. And every time I try to dispute this with somebody who doesn't know about anything about weightlifting, because all they do is hear it and regurgitate what people say, it's like, no, man, like I'm in the game, bro. Like, okay, you want to try this? We tried it. Crickets. Do you think Peter falls to the 12-16 range if we end up trading back? At this point, I'm hearing that the Chicago Bears, who I predicted to trade number 1, is actually looking at Peter Skoronski at 9. Is that smoke? I don't think so. I don't think that is smoke at all. So if the Raiders know that, and assistant GM Champ Kelly, who comes from the Chicago Bears anyways, knows that, not saying he does or doesn't, not saying it's true or not, but hypothetically, if it was true, Champ Kelly's going to look at this, and if they want Peter Skoronski to say, hey, look, I know we can move back, but can we afford trading back in that 12 to 18 range that Beast talked about, or 10 to 18 range that Beast talked about, and assured that guy, because the Philadelphia Eagles and GM Howie Roseman sitting there at 10 also need a guard because Isaac Seumalo just went to the Pittsburgh Steelers and signed a contract in the offseason. So then we have a hole there. Oh, how do I do this off the top of my head? Check the Beast receipts. Jason Kelsey, Landon Dickerson, Roll Tide Roll, Lane Johnson. Javi says that makes total sense to protect Fields, who's been a crash dummy back. Yeah, dude, I feel bad. I love Justin Fields. No, I don't love him. I like him though. I like Justin Fields a lot. Tien says, what's Peter Skoronski's comp to current NFL players? Quentin Nelson? No. I already and again, Tien, I'm going to tell you right now, Go check the Beast receipt on Peter Skoronsky after this live stream is over. Again, you're going to want to check all these questions that people have. And I know you're in here a lot, but tells me that you guys are not you, but I'm just saying in general, aren't watching the other live streams that if you have any questions, I already answered it. So that's why I challenge you guys and I motivate you guys to go ahead and watch these other live streams that are even like 2 months back, because you're not going to want to miss a beat. Like we talked about Peter Skoronsky. I talked about his comp. It's not Quentin Nelson. And I know who said it was Quentin Nelson. That's a bad comp, number one. Number two, it's more comparable to Zach Martin, because Zach Martin actually played blindside left tackle at Notre Dame, then kicked inside to left guard. And that's where I think he's going to be playing. I think that Zach Martin comparison to Peter Skoronsky is more in line than a Peter Skoronsky to a Quentin Nelson who plays on the right side, because it's easier to convert and say, this is look down the list. Oh yeah. But if you run the game film like I do, and you run grades on Zach Martin coming out of Notre Dame, you would know that both players played on the blindside left tackle and then were kicked inside to left guard. Don't be surprised if that was the play that the Raiders decide to make and they kick Peter Skoronsky inside, that Dylan Parham plays a game of musical chairs and goes back to his natural right guard position. And then you have Jermaine Illuminor and Colt Miller on the outside and Andre James at center. Let me write this down. James Cho says, if we trade back and Skoronsky is not there, who do you think we target? Another O-line guy? Possibly Darnell Wright out of Tennessee. You look at guys like Paris Johnson out of The Ohio State University, but everyone's saying defense. I'm not saying based on the valuation versus evaluation, defense is the way to go. That's the narrative that wants to be pushed, but I can tell you right now, it's not as big of a hole as people make it out to be because what they did in free agency. Let me write this down. Daniel Kim, here we go. Peter Skoronsky. Comparison. Tien, go watch this. Oh my gosh. There's 33 of you guys watching it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you like my beast receipts, if you like my forward-thinking analysis, if you like my breakdown on game film when it comes to all 32 NFL teams and the NFL mock draft and what teams are likely to do before it happens. I want to know things before it happens. No one knows really for sure how things are going to play out. And it's not a crapshoot. I hate people say, the draft is a crapshoot. No, it's not. You get paid millions of dollars to make those picks. So get it right. No excuses. You can get every pick right? No, because no one's perfect. But at the end of the day, you need to get more right than wrong in order for you to keep your job. And then some people, how do you do what you do? It's like, man, there's not enough hours in the day for me. Yeah, because I don't have family. I don't have kids. You guys are my family. The DOB here. Daniel Kim, here's another one. Back on January 19th. Daniel Kim says, let me write this down. You know, to be honest with you, if I was on with somebody who covered the Raiders, right? Boy or girl, doesn't matter. And we just did a debate. Nothing in front of us, no computer in front of us. Just, hey, a judge gives us a topic. Hey, let's talk about the draft. All right, let's talk about the top 10 picks, how it's going to unfold. You go first, Beast goes second. Go. And then Beast goes first, and then you go second. On the spot, who would do well? You guys tell me. It's not a secret, again, that people will be piggybacking on my stuff since freaking I started covering the Niners. I called out a big publication for it. Big publication. Not going to name the publication. He got in trouble for it. Big trouble. He's dumb enough to steal my screenshots, bro. They're my screenshots from my phone. Like, you're dumb. Wrote the article almost verbatim. What are you doing? That's bad vibes. I wouldn't be surprised because it's already trending that way that someone is going to do the same or already hasn't. Tian John says, thanks, Beast and Daniel Kim. Thank you so much, DK. DK is on it. He said, look, making sense of the Raiders targeting Peter Skoronsky. Let me write this down. Also on Twitter, if I'm just being, let me see if I can take a screenshot. I've never done this before, but I'm going to see if I can do this. I'm just going to, so you guys know, because I was actually looking at this late last night. Don't ask me why I look at this stuff. And again, remember you're following the real Ryan Sakamoto BEASTwriter. Which one is the real Ryan Sakamoto? Okay, on November 10th. See, here we go. All right, can't say I said or did not say this. It's all there for you. All right, you guys be the judge. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Is it a video file? It's not a video file. Is it a slide? It's not a slide. Oh, it might be a slide. Oh, not a slide. I have never done this before. Anyways, I guess I can do it. But if you're on Twitter, you know what? I can share the URL and do that. This is what I said back on November 10th, 2022. Anybody talking about Peter Skronsky on November 10th, 2022? You tell me. Here, let me just freaking post this up for you. Go check that out. Let me write this down. Oh, check out the Beast receipt. Can't write that down anymore. Or you can. You just can call out for it. And look, I'm not saying Peter Skronsky is ultimately going to be the pick for the Raiders. I mean, we really don't know. We really don't know. There's 38 of you guys watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you like what I have to say here on YouTube. Also, be sure to call out the people who are trying to piggyback on my analysis. Pass it off as their own because I put in that hard work, and it really does us no justice here in the DOB if we're just getting smoked by people who try to be bigger than the movement that we are trying to bring here in the DOB family on YouTube. Every day I find something, I hear something internally, externally from people that I work with and around the league. Now, and again, this is my first rodeo, dude. Like, yes, this is my second year on the Raiders beat, but I've been a 49ers beat writer for I've been covering the NFL, right, as a whole, 11 years now. I know I look young, but I ain't 35, bro. I'm approaching 40. All right, so I'm not the new kid on the block that people may think I am. But I know when I go to the gym, people think I'm 24, literally. Must be the Asian side of the genes. James Cho says, which GMs do you think are on the hot seat and will make the biggest trades this draft? It's funny. Back in 2021, I went on a live show from Mandalay Bay. This question was asked, and that's when I dropped down the top 5 quarterbacks, how that would play out. Check the Beast receipts on that. A lot of people made money. They parlayed my analysis just hours before the draft. This one dude made hell of money. I don't know how much, but he said he was X amount in debt. And because he pulled my parlay and parlayed my top 5 quarterback, and I don't know how this guy found me, by the way, because back in 2021, I wasn't even that big. I think I only had like 2,400 subscribers. Oh, but I got on the show from a good friend who's good with NFL circles. And he's like, man, you need to have Beast on for his predictions for sports betting. And I can't bet back in the Bay Area. So I was like, okay, I'll just do it. Whatever. I'll give out some free picks. I should have charged for it, but the dude made hell of bank. I will reserve the right until it gets closer to the draft. Because all these other people, they have to put out their stuff. I'm self-employed. I can wait. I can play the waiting game. Ain't nobody telling me what to do. So that's kind of like the benefit, right? Not saying how cool I am. Oh, it's just a give and take, right? Like I wish I had somebody tell me what to do because I'd be paid more, right? I'd be getting stable income, but I don't. So I want to grind it out, right? It's just a give and take, and I love to do it that way. I don't like, to be honest with you, I don't like being told when things are due, or that's why I didn't go to school at San Diego State for business management for nothing, dude. Like I'm going to use my degree, like, and my parents would be upset if I didn't. Daniel Kidd says, damn, I know no one was talking about Peter Skronsky or Paris Johnson that back for the Raiders. Brennan says you should put out a smoke screen mock draft and make the piggybackers look stupid. You know what? To be honest with you, how do you guys know I didn't already push the envelope for some things to happen, and then for the questions to be asked to GM Dave Ziegler tomorrow, and I'm just sitting back being like, "Ooh." Oh man. Daniel King says, "Oh, that would be awesome, Brady. It would be awesome." Because only the people in the DOB would know fact from fiction because you guys watch every single live stream. Look, if you have family and kids, you're not going to have time to watch every single live stream to keep up what I have to say. You're just going to catch what I have to say on the videos that you're able to watch. Look, your significant other, your wife, be like, oh, the kid's crying in the background, or you have to take the kid to basketball practice or the sporting event, or he has a recital or she has a recital, or it's like, man, you don't have enough hours in a day. You can't be on your phone listening to what I have to say with your Bluetooth on or like headphones in, AirPods. Daniel Kisses, I think Beast is too good for that. I did it with the Niners. And it got hella crazy. It was kind of like exposed to where it was like people knew, but they didn't want. And man, you can see faces turn red. They got caught red-handed. Brains, because he is too good for that, Daniel. But I can't help but laugh at the idea of it. It is very true. I did throw out a smoke screen one time of my own with the Niners, and then someone's like, oh, that's good information. And then they used it and like, bro. But yeah, I haven't put out a fake mock draft. You guys know how I do. It's always official, but I'm going to wait. And who knows if I actually put one out. I'll be honest with you because like I said, I'm playing the waiting game. Down says Beast is definitely playing chess with these other guys. Yeah, man. In a game of checkers, you got to play chess. Got to play chess. Checkmate, man. And look, I don't piggyback on other people's analysis, so I don't think it's fair for people to piggyback on mine, right? Like, stay in your lane, bro. Like, stay in your lane. Let me write this down. There's 36 of you guys watching right now. If you guys like the video, give it a thumbs up. Also, we've been on for an hour and 16 minutes and 50 seconds. Wow, I didn't know that we were on that long. But that means that things are going well. Please give this video a thumbs up and also engage with me on this platform like you're already doing. Also, if you would like to donate to the channel, you guys can do that through a super chat or super sticker. It is listed below. It's a little money icon and really pushes the channel to other like-minded nation like yourselves and really helps the algorithm to say, hey, look, BEASTwriter reports good news here when it comes to the Las Vegas Raiders. I like what he has to provide from a beat writer's perspective. I like his Beast receipts. And again, I say Beast receipts because, again, I am a one-man show. Like I say, if you don't like me cross-checking my Beast receipts and calling myself out, holding myself accountable in real time to hindsight, then I'm just not your flavor, right? Other people do a really good job, right? On like breaking news or like keeping you guys up to date on the daily news, right? So everybody has their own flavor. My flavor is calling myself out when I get it right and calling myself out when I get it wrong. Either way, I'm calling myself out. That's why the Beast receipts check out more times than not. And I'm not afraid to put my analysis on the line, not being a triple F, a flip, flop, or fake, posting real-time analysis in hindsight and then flopping back and saying I never said that. Stick to your guns, bro. That should be another one. But let me write this down. I wish I was backed up by a big network or a big, company that would kind of post those things for me so I don't have to kind of toot my own horn. But being self-employed, you're a one-man show. You have to toot your own horn. You have to be your own hype man. It's how I built up the Niner fan base with the San Francisco 49ers into being the number one independent blog, right, on Facebook in the world. Having 235,000 fans, right? How I was named top Bay Area blogger by NBC Bay Area News, right? So like all these things, people want to know the future. Well, I'm going to give it to you more times than not. Jesse Holland says, that's hella funny setting traps. Bro, you just never know, bro. Like I said, I'm like, hey, let's talk about Christian Gonzalez right now. Let's do it. Let's talk about Christian Gonzalez. Let's say why the Raiders are going to draft him at number 7. Everyone because all the nation want Christian Gonzalez, and I love Christian Gonzalez, by the way. All right. I love Christian Gonzalez a lot. I think he is one of those guys. Again, I have to get more film on Devin Witherspoon. Haven't got that. But what I've seen from Devin Witherspoon and Christian Gonzalez is these guys are not, I wouldn't say they're true shutdown cornerbacks. I'm just being 100% honest with you guys. I don't see a true shutdown cornerback. I think that a lot of that's clickbait or just lazy analysis, people saying it and then someone else saying it and then someone else saying it, and then it becomes recycled news. And then you have the mindset that this guy is a shutdown cornerback. Now, I'm not saying they can be a shutdown cornerback or can't be a shutdown cornerback. I just don't see that right now in real time, right? When I run the grades, I just don't see that. But then again, my job is to project and predict. It's a player's job to perform. You don't like it, play better. Marks 1130 says, outside of Spoon, Gonzalez, and Porter Jr., who do you think is a cornerback Zeke would take a stab at? Love the work you do, Beast. Thank you so much, Marks 1130. That is a great question. I'd be biased a little bit. We had my guy Nehemiah Shelton out of San Jose State, and he didn't have the fastest 40, but he's very smart. In fact, the Atlanta Falcons voted him, and he played at the East-West Shrine Bowl, right, under GM Terry Fontenot and that coaching staff and so forth. And all the scouts were there, and he was labeled as the guy who really got it, like the most improved player throughout East-West Shrine Bowl festivities. Me and Nehemiah talk all the time. He was dealing with a hamstring injury, which I've been told. Nehemiah did not tell me that, but I found out through, I'm from San Jose. What you think, bro? Like, I'm not going to find that out. And he was on here, and he was kind of shocked that I knew that. So he didn't complain about running his 40, even though he was dealing with a hamstring injury. This is what Nehemiah Shelton brings to the table. Now, I'm not saying Nehemiah Shelton is going to be the next Gonzo or Devin Witherspoon. I'm not, right? Like, I'm not going to be that. There's people out there who try to hype up their friends just because they know him and say, oh, yeah, this guy's going to be an all-pro player. I'm not saying that. Now, he could be that, and I hope he's that, right? And I wish him well. But at the end of the day, I think Nehemiah Shelton would be a good find. I know a lot of teams are liking him. In fact, I know he was one of the guys that teams were talking to because I was there throughout the whole duration of the week at UNLV and then at Allegiant Stadium on game day. So I know he's a guy that, don't be surprised if he's brought in, right? He would love to come to Las Vegas Raiders. I talked to him about it. And of course, if he was here, I would love it. I would love having Nehemiah Shelton here. And then Nehemiah's a good guy. Good person, good dude. If you just want to talk about a football comparison, I mean, he compared he molded his game to Jalen Ramsey and guys like that. But he's just a smart, heady football player, and I think it all starts there. Like no matter what NFL traits you bring to the table, if you're not a smart football player from the shoulders up, you're not really going to be going to 1475 Raider Way like I am tomorrow. You're not going to make it that far. You'll be stuck on St. Rose Parkway. All right. So I like him. But thank you so much, Marks. I appreciate it. Daniel Kim says everyone's looking for some new news because it's smoke season. But hey, they would have news if they studied and put in the work like Beast does. Not to blow him up, but I watch a lot of stuff. He's him. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. It does mean a lot. These comments do mean a lot. And I think that's why I get really upset. You know what I mean? Because I do put a lot of hustle and grind in my work. I do. So it does kind of upset me in a way because I don't think it's fair. But then again, I've been taught at a young age, life isn't fair. On a traveling basketball team, there was a basketball team. I was the best, right? Not trying to toot my own horn, but I was best. In fact, at the age of in third grade and fourth grade, I was getting recruited by colleges for basketball, believe it or not. Community colleges, obviously, wasn't like D1 colleges, but it was like like Foothill College. Okay, Foothill College, coached by the name of Coach Z, Gary Zarsky. Rest in peace. He coached Cliff Levingston for the Chicago Bulls and everything, but I went to his camp, caught his eye, he saw talent in me, thought I had potential and stuff. And so I thought, okay, cool. Like I'm playing up in my age division, being the smallest, shortest, and didn't make the traveling team. And I kind of figured, I was like, man, why am I not on this traveling team when I'm playing up, making all tourney, right? All league, right? The MVP of the camp, right? All these different things. But yet these other people and these other kids below me are not playing at a higher competition. It's like you playing in a Power 5, not even the Power 5. You're playing the SEC or the Big Ten, right? and you're like not even okay, forget first team All-American, whatever, I think, but you're like that dude, right? Like you're making these all, Bronco Gursky, or the Gursky Award, or what they call that, the lot impact award, and winning all these awards, right? And then you end up not even making the practice squads. Like, what? So I learned at a very young age, politics do play a role in everything. So life isn't fair. Long story short, I learned that in third grade. I remember that. And I think that's what makes me, as I approach 40, right? I'm approaching 40. If you guys don't know that, I think that's what makes me tick. It's like, okay, it's not how, it's all about how you receive things, right? And I learned this at a very young age. It's not, whatever happens, you can't control other people's actions. All you can control is how you react to those people's actions. Does that make sense? You can only control what you can control, right? So don't worry about what other people are doing as much, in terms of, well, I do worry what they're doing, but don't worry how they're going to report their actions, right? Because you can't control that. So all you can do is just put out honest work, and hopefully it'll return tenfold, right? Because at the end of the day, karma's a bitch. It is. So I truly believe in that. And learned that at a very young age. Politics play a huge role in everything. To anyone who doesn't know that, you're losing in the game of life, because politics do play a role in a lot of different things. Not everything, but a lot of things. A lot of times, you all heard the saying, it's not what you know, it's who you know, right? If someone doesn't like you, they're not going to have you on. Maybe they don't like my personality. Maybe they think I'm an egotistical bodybuilder, whatever the case may be. That's on them. How they perceive me is their problem, not mine. That's their own issue, right? And to be honest with you, does it really matter how they perceive me? I don't have time for that. I'm already on to the next thing. Like, I'm always going for all of you guys. I only have so many hours in a day, right? Watching game film, studying film, college and pro level every single week. Evaluating the transactions, talking about those players once those transactions are made, who's going to make the practice squad, how that's going to impact a 53-man roster if someone goes down. I mean, all these different layers to what I do on a day-to-day basis takes a lot of time, and a lot of time meaning watching film. That's what it's all about for me, watching film. And if people get upset that they don't, every time I say cross-check the Beast receipts, they don't like it, I'm just not your flavor, bro. Like, that's okay. That's okay. I'm totally okay with that. But just don't downplay my grind because you're inadequate in yours. Ryan Ringo says, salute Beast at work, tuning in, brother. I appreciate you and the great inside look on our Raiders. Very knowledgeable and on point. Thank you so much, Ryan. And you have a great name, Ryan Ringo. I really, really appreciate it. No, things like this mean the world to me. That's what I'm saying. Like, a like goes a long way. A like to me is worth 1,000 hugs. You never know. And I said this yesterday, you never know how much something as simple as a like is to somebody, like, for me, right, can go a long way. And that is free 99. So there's 29 of you guys watching right now. Give this video a thumbs up if you support the YouTube channel that we're trying to build here in the dark side of BEASTwriter. I just want to point this out. All right. I know I'm going off topic, but this is how old I am. You guys remember Doogie Howser? Doogie Howser is now on Disney Plus. I'm watching it right now in the background, and I love it. Doogie Howser was something I was like, man, this kid's smart. And then I remember mom, being Asian parents, I'd watch it. This is a family show, and which I got to tell my mom about it because she loves Doogie Howser. She loves Neil Patrick Thomas, but Neil Patrick, whatever his last name is. But she was like, oh, you got to be a doctor. I was like, oh my gosh, this is like, as a young kid, it's like doctor, attorney, lawyer. I was like, no, mom, I'm going to be a BEASTwriter. No, at the age of, I think when this came out back in 1989, what did I want to be? A basketball player? I think I wanted to be a basketball player or a football player. One of the two. Oh my gosh. I love it. I love it. Daniel Kim says, salute, Ryan. Good stuff, brother. Yeah, thank you so much. Kevin Lurker, mahalo for the super chat. Appreciate it. And super sticker. Thank you so much, man. It means a lot. Kevin, you're in the house. Kevin, the funny thing about this is I told you I didn't go to sleep till 6 a.m. If you're just tuning in, I didn't go to sleep till 6 a.m. this morning. In fact, this is what happened. I forgot to eat dinner. get this, I forgot to eat dinner. How crazy is it that I forget to eat dinner? It happens every single day of my life. I have to schedule dinner. I went to sleep at 6 a.m., woke up at around 6:45 a.m. because I was hungry and I forgot to eat. And I thought I ate before I went to sleep. And I was like, wait, no, I didn't. I wasn't there. My headspace isn't there. So I went downstairs, ate some Cheetos. I was looking at your comments from when you were following me back in August, bro. You were following me from day one back in like July and August. And I was like, dang, Kevin Lurker, day one, A1. Okay, I see you. And I was scrolling through all the comments, by the way, and it just popped up because someone left another comment that ended up being on my notifications on YouTube. And so when I hit that, obviously it shows the list of comments that were there, which is, I'll be honest with you, it's not like a whole list of comments because at the time I think we only had like 2,700 subscribers. Now we're up to 5,900 or almost 5,100. So we definitely doubled. But it was like 3 or 4 comments and you were one of them. And I was like, damn, that's cool. And then I look at the other comments. I'm like, wait, what happened to these guys? So I wonder what happened to them. I think they were Niner fans, to be honest with you. I think they got upset. I know one of them. No, I know 2 of them were actually Niner fans because I went on their profile and then they're like, oh, yeah, they're Niner fans. They're upset. Ryan, but thanks so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. And super sticker. Ryan Ringo says, Doogie Howser was one of my favorite shows back in the day. Loved at the end of each episode, he would type on his computer a little moral saying or whatnot. Dude, you have a good memory. Yes. And the computer back in those days was like a black screen with like blue little print or not print, blue little typing or whatever you call it. It reminds me of the Oregon Trail back at Ruskin Elementary School in San Jose, California. I remember Mrs. Castillo was my computer teacher, and she would always yell at me because I would always lose at the Oregon Trail. I don't know why she would yell at me. I think I was supposed to pick a different person to start the game, and I was picking the what was I picking? I think I was stupid. Okay, I was dumb. Okay, I was picking the same person, and I think she was telling me don't pick that person, but I was like, nah, man, that person looks kind of cool. I'm gonna pick that person, and I ended up dying on the Oregon Trail, like what was it, like a weekend? Like, and I look around my, I remember this girl named Margaret that sat next to me because we had to assign seating, just like Raiders headquarters. This girl, Margaret, next to me, she'd always win the game. So I was like, I'm being competitive, right? So I would like be all upset, like as like a 4-year-old. The Oregon Trail. You guys remember the Oregon Trail? You have to let go of the wheel. The wagon. You have to buy supplies. You have to kill a buffalo for food. Oh, I'm going to kill a buffalo for food. Oh my gosh. Kevin Lurker says, I'm tired from studying. Good late night beat and DOB. Daniel Kim says, haha, I'm so old. I watched the pilot episode of The Wonder Years. Oh, that's good. The Wonder Years is also good. Who was the girl? Who was the girl? What's her name's not Heidi. Wendy. Isn't her name Wendy? I had a crush on Wendy from Wonder Years. I thought she was hot. I was like, oh, as a kid growing up, I was like, oh yeah. That's like the girl next door. I didn't even know what that meant. I'm joking, but no, I remember like, oh, Wendy's pretty as a kid growing up. What is she up to, Wendy? Or Winnie, sorry. Winnie. It's Winnie. Thank you. Winnie. That's what it was. Not Wendy. Winnie Cooper. There you go. Thank you. Winnie. What is she up to? Does any of you guys know? I mean, she's still alive. She's probably still alive. But I'm just saying, anybody know what happened to her? Kevin Lucas is very right. We all agree. Okay. I don't feel so bad now. We all had a crush on Winnie Cooper. Yes. Now someone's gonna see this and be like, dude, who's Winnie Cooper? And they're gonna Google her. Like, what does that have to do with don't miss a beat on the beat? Well, it's pretty cool to get to know the beat writer, right? On a personal level too. Right? Because you guys can relate to this. It's just not like, hey, let's stick to football, guys. Although we can do that too. I like talking about everything and anything because I want you guys to get to know me on a personal level. Kevin Lurker says mathematician, I believe. Oh, really? Damn. That is crazy. Yeah, Doogie Howser's on Disney Plus. This is not a sponsored post by Disney at all. I just love Disney Plus. I'm a kid at heart. I remember during COVID when Disney Plus came out, I tweeted at them, literally tweeted at them. I can go check the Beast receipt. And I said, you guys need Ewok to bring back, because they have the Star Wars thing going on. But I was like, you need to bring back Ewoks. And I liked Ewoks maybe because they were short like me. I'm vertically challenged. You get it. And so you need to bring back Wicked and the was it Caravan of Courage, with a big old monster and how like the Ewoks kind of had to save Crystal or Cindy. Is her name Cindy? Is that her name? Cindy and then Maze or whatever his name had to go save his sister. And that's all you need to bring that back. And then the Battle of Endor, you need to bring that back. Ewoks Battle for Endor. You guys remember that? Are you guys any Star Wars fans in here? Oh, man. Love it. There's 27 of you guys watching it. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it. Also, we've been on for an hour and 35 minutes and 43 seconds. If you guys like what we have to say, you want to support the channel through a super chat or a super sticker like some already have, I just want to give a special shout out for them. Raider Dame, thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. And thank you, Braden Springer, for the super sticker as well. Along with Kevin Lurker. Thank you. Appreciate it. Look, there's a lot of things being discussed tomorrow. I have some things that I want to talk to GM Dave Ziegler about. Again, it's one of those things where it's really, Dave Ziegler's not going to give you the answer that you want to give. Like, he's not going to say, oh yeah, Beast, we're going to take Peter Skoronski. Like, why would he say that? Like, why would he say, oh yeah, we really like, what he will say is he's going to hype up no matter what prospect, get this, no matter what prospect you try to bring up, he's going to hype him up through the moon. And he should. That's what a smart GM does. A dumb GM would be like, oh, Beast, you know what? Yeah, we actually had a lot of interaction with Peter Skoronski. We actually think I had some coaches I was talking to the other day over lunch at the local Texas Roadhouse down the street, and we were talking about that over a ribeye that we were going to put him on the interior. Not at left tackle. And what we're thinking is we're going to trade down and still get him. Yeah, that's what, the freak. Anybody going to say that? You'd be stupid to say it. That's stupid. That's dumb. And people think that that's the answers that people are going to get. And I'm like, no, man, Dave Ziegler's a smart guy. He's going to hype up every athlete. Even if he doesn't believe it himself. Even if he doesn't believe it. Thank you so much, G Money, for the super chat. He says, Yo, Beast, will you switch to fantasy draft analysis after the draft? To be honest with you, I've been doing that since day one. And people basically pay me for fantasy football analysis. That is a separate little thing and how I kind of make some money. But yes, to answer your question, yes, fantasy football is my thing. You just have to let me know if it's IDP league, PPR, or standard. And again, how many teams do you have? You have to let me know that. How the point systems work, if it's standard. I mean, these days people kind of make custom stuff, but try to keep it standard. Defense, does that even play a role? Some people now have defense or special teams are out. And then, I don't know, I've seen some people in leagues that are just like, what the heck, dude? Anyways, I like to keep it simple. Stick with the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. But yes, to answer your question, yes, I love fantasy football. And if you guys have, let's be honest about this. If you guys want to know who to bench or who to play, my game grades will dictate based on the cover shells and how that's going to play a role in the scheme and the upcoming opponent based on injuries and how, come on, different layers of this. But yes, I got you covered. And a good guy to follow is my guy, Michael Fabiano from Twitter. That's my guy. Me and Michael. In fact, I talked to Michael today on Twitter about Bijan Robinson. Don't sleep on Bijan Robinson. Ryan Rangel says, yes, I have those. But thank you so much for the super chat. Ryan Rangel says, yes, I have those Star Wars Ewok spin-off movies on DVD. Battle of Endor and the Caravan of Courage were dope. Yeah, man, love it. Right? Thank you so much, James Cho says, may the force be with us this draft. Thank you so much for the super chat. Yes, may the force be with us this draft. Absolutely. There's 27 of you guys watching right now. If you guys like what we have to say, give this video a thumbs up. I say we because you guys are engaging with me on this platform. Obviously, you guys have a voice. I want to give you that voice as a beat writer, and good vibes only here in the dark side of BEASTwriter. So again, if you guys like the movement that we are trying to push, be sure to share this video, share all my content. I'll be posting some exclusive content. If you see my videos being posted elsewhere on Instagram in a reel or on a story, call them out. Actually, don't call them out. Just tag me in it, and I will go ahead and report it to the legal team. I'm tired of people stealing my analysis. It's got to get reported to the legal team. So we're gonna cut down on that, as in we, as in the DOB. Because at the end of the day, it's taking money out of my back pocket and my blood, sweat, and tears. So I'm all about good vibes only. All for, you know what people do? All right. So what people were doing last year is they were stealing my videos. And I don't know who every content creator out there, right? They're stealing my videos, taking off the watermark, doing all kinds of stuff. And it just doesn't happen to me. It happens to Las Vegas Review Journal. It happens to all of us that are there. All our work gets taken. There's only a few of us that are there. So if they're not a beat writer, report it. Like, just simple report it. Like, if they're not there as their 9 to 5, report it. Like, now there are news people who obviously come in, here and there and sprinkle in here and there, and that's their stuff. But you guys know who's there, and you guys know who's not there. So report it, or report it to me, report it to Daniel Kim, report it to my mods. Because it's not right. It's not right. And tomorrow, I'm pretty sure somebody's going to be stealing my videos. And I'll be on, trust me, I have a list. I have a list of all the people who stole my stuff in the past. Don't do it. Don't do it. Let me write this down. Daniel Kiss says, Danica McKellar is super smart math major out of UCLA. She's a Hallmark actress now. Oh, yes. By the way, I love Hallmark movies around Christmas time. And she is a Hallmark actress. You're right. Absolutely right. Hallmark is coming. I wish they played Christmas movies year round. I'm that guy that can listen to Christmas movies all year round. I think everybody would be in a happier place if Christmas movies and Christmas songs were played year round. I'm a happier person. At the gym, people want to know what I listen to at the gym. I'll show you. Where's my phone at? I listen to Mariah Carey. I'm not joking. I will show you right now. Here, let me see if I can show you this. Where's my phone at? Oh, it's charging. I listen to Mariah Carey. I'm at the gym for 4-6 hours at a time. There's only so much EDM, rap, R&B, hip hop that you can listen to, right? There's only so many things you can watch on Netflix, Disney Plus, whatever the case may be. I listen to Disney movies, music like Frozen. Call me crazy. I like Frozen. I listen to Mariah Carey Christmas songs. I have that on the playlist. Tribarian Orchestra 300, holla. What else do we have on there on that playlist? I know, because when I hit cardio and I'm on there for an hour, I don't want to be listening to hip hop sometimes. I get tired. My heart starts racing. I need something to calm me down, keep me metal. But yeah, I think it's a better world if Christmas stuff was year round. Salvatore Bruno says, happy 420. Tia, I don't smoke, but it seems to be a happy day in general. Good vibes. Yes, I don't smoke either. But yeah, happy 420 to everyone out there. And whatever you choose to do recreationally is your own business. I don't judge. Ryan Rangel says, we have 12 picks, but I don't see us drafting 12 players. Thank you. Something I said, 3 weeks ago, a month ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. They're not going to make 12 draft picks, which is why I think it's stupid that people have, and stupid's a strong word, but it's stupid that now watch them make all 12 picks. No, they're going to make 2 or 3 draft day trades. I said this already. And check out the Beast receipts. Oh, let me write this down. It's already been posted, time-stamped, everything. But you can try to pass it off as your own because I'm small time compared to you on social media. Cool story, bro. Won't be for long, but hey. Or maybe I will if you still keep stealing my analysis. Anyways. They're not going to make 12 picks, dude. You're right. Ryan, you're absolutely right. How many players do you think we realistically draft? I said 8 to 9 players. That's what I think. 8 to 9 players. I would say more 8 than 9, and the reason I say that is because now let me write this down. I already talked about it on earlier live streams. I think they're going to leverage future draft capital in future years. That's how good GMs build up future years of drafting, right? It's all about fighting for draft position. You're not going to tank throughout the year. You're not going to throw in the white flag, right? We talked about that with Darren Waller. Oh, they could have got a second-round pick from the Green Bay Packers. Yeah, but would they throw in the white flag then at the trade deadline? No, they're still trying to win because they had Derek Carr behind center. He wasn't bench it. Come on, dude. Oh, what? Man. Again, different layers call for different flavors. Kevin Lurker says, look at Daniel Kim with the knowledge. Daniel Kim says, I actually worked at an investment firm in college down in San Diego and happened to see your investment profile. Was it Merrill Lynch? I went to San Diego State. Was it Merrill Lynch? Oh, that's funny. Winnie Cooper. It'd be funny if I had Winnie Cooper on the show and she happened to be a Raider fan, which I don't think she is. I don't know. Who knows? You never know. That would be hilarious. Hey, Winnie, how you doing? You are my my childhood crush. I have a question for you on the. We have a bunch of questions for you, Winnie. What was it like being on the Wonder Years, and to know that there's so many people that looked up to you and wanted to date you at an early age, and we were just like 7 years old. Braden Speaker says Seahawks getting Richardson. Hey man, I was doing a lot of research on this last night. Funny you mentioned this. I also posted a poll up on Twitter. If Jalen Carter is available at 5, would they take him? Anthony Richardson will also be available at 5 based on my current mock draft. Let me write that down today on April 20th, 2023. But the Seahawks, based on my analytics, always do something dumb. They're not very good with the first round picks. They always reach for players. They did with James Carpenter, offensive tackle, offensive guard, whatever, out of Alabama. Did with Bruce Irvin out of, I think he came out of West Virginia. Had some red flags coming out. You guys know who Bruce Irvin is, obviously. I think he was drafted number 15th overall. They also drafted, who else did they draft based on my analytics when I was writing down the notes and everything like that and cross-checking my analysis on that and what they would do on 5. I think more times than not, they actually reach. I mean, they got Jordan Brooks recently out of Texas Tech. They also got Earl Thomas early on. I think they were drafting number 13th overall, picked him up. I actually wanted the Niners to draft him. But then they moved up from 13 to 11. Was it 13 to 11 with the Denver Broncos? And they got Anthony Davis, the young pup offensive tackle from Rutgers. And then he played on the right side. Right. So if you're looking for offensive tackle and look at the analytics, now that crossed my mind, kind of spaced out there. Anthony Davis was brought on to be the starting right tackle back in 2010. And then GM Trent Baalke doubled down on those gains. And remember, that was GM Trent Baalke's first draft. Obviously, it was Scott McCloughan, but he wasn't there. All right, there's a whole thing on Scott McCloughan. You guys can go back on that. But anyways, Mike Iupati was then taken at 17. So you draft 11 and 17, move up from 13 to 11 with the Denver Broncos, still get the right tackle that you wanted because you had Joe Staley playing on the left side. Can you see the same thing happening with the Las Vegas Raiders? They already have Colton Miller there. Do they draft, trade back, trade up? How do you see fit based on draft position? Obviously, in this scenario with the Raiders, they're going to be trading back and get offensive tackle if they see fit because they need to protect who? Jimmy Garoppolo. Daniel Kim says she was my definite middle school crush with. Oh, my wife just laughs at it now. Look, it's Winnie. Daniel Kim says they drafted George Font. No. Who? The Seahawks in the first round? Did they draft George Font? Let me look. It's funny you mentioned that. I was there's little things that I won't tell you guys everything how I formulate my mock draft or who I talk to. Obviously, I protect my sources really, really close. You guys will never know who those are. But let's just say this: the Seahawks are one of the teams that it's funny you mentioned the Seahawks. Maybe because you're following me on Twitter, but Jermaine Ifedi
They got Jermaine Fetty at 31 in the trade down. They also got Rashad Penny out of San Diego State at 27 in the trade down. LJ Collier was a reach out of TCU, I think, in my estimation. But he's good. Jordan Brooks, Charles Cross, obviously, was the most recent first-round pick. James Carpenter, Bruce Irvin, Earl Thomas, and Russell Okung. So this all goes back to when John Schneider was a GM and when he started his grind. So again, you look at what they do and how they favor certain bias towards certain conferences. You can kind of pick up little things here. And again, you wouldn't know this until you had notes. Like I follow the draft very closely. You guys saw my booster seats from 2007. Danica's in a trade, I believe. Did they get him in a trade? Probably. Let me look. Oh my gosh. George Font. He's an offensive tackle for the New York Football Jets, according to Wikipedia. I don't know. According to Wikipedia. Brandon says, I think the biggest question mark is Bijan Robinson to me. I like Bijan Robinson a lot. I don't think he's a question mark. I think he's solid, dude. I think he's going to be a guy that could be offensive player of the year or rookie of the year. Sorry, not player of the year. Oh my gosh. Rookie of the year. I think he'd be offensive rookie of the year in year one. And if he goes to a team like the Philadelphia Eagles, hey, look, Howie Roseman's good, bro. GM Howie Roseman's a good GM. Like, he's solid, bro. Like, I like him. I also like Omar Khan from the Pittsburgh Steelers. I also like GM Eric DeCosta from the Baltimore Ravens. I also like, obviously, GM Dave Ziegler with the Las Vegas Raiders. I also like John Lynch from the San Francisco 49ers, right? I also like, you can go down the list of good GMs and bad ones, right? Les Snead. He's okay, right? He's not my top 10, but he's good. Brad Holmes out of Detroit Lions, GM Terry Fontenot. I just said he's a top 10 GM in my analytics and grading system. I like him a lot. Think he's on the right path. You look at George Payton from the Denver Broncos, sticking with the AFC. Brett Veach from the Kansas City Chiefs, right? Just staying with. I think the AFC West has arguably the best GM rankings when you compare by division. All right. If you go down the list, right, let's do it. Las Vegas Raiders have GM Dave Ziegler. Great. Kansas City Chiefs have who? Brett Veach. Great. Right. Then they have Los Angeles Chargers. Right. Who's there? GM Tom Telesco, who comes from Ryan Grigson. Right. Bill Polian-Tree. Good. Right. And then you also have the Denver Broncos and George Payton. Really, really good. Really good scouting department, everything. Top notch. Love them. All right. NFC West, you have John Schneider from the Seattle Seahawks. Very good. I like John Schneider. I also like John Lynch, right? Covered him with the San Francisco 49ers. Les Snead, he's good. Kind of misses, but he's decent. He's like in that middle range, like the 15 tier. 15, not 15 tier. That'd be like, oh, what? You have 15 tiers for a GM. That 15 to kind of 18 kind of range. Who else was there? Arizona Cardinals, Monty Ossenfort, to be determined, right? We really don't know because he's replacing Steve Keim, and we don't know how that dynamic is going to work in Arizona. But he comes from the New England Patriot way, which brings me, hey, probably going to field the best five like GM Nick Caserio and GM Dave Ziegler that I talked about this time last year and formulating the offensive line. Best five. The Raider way, the Patriot way, now the Cardinal way. Woo! Chances, are there any remaining free agents we should sign after the draft? I think you guys need to bring back my freaking friend Kyle Pecco. That's my guy. Bring back Kyle Pecco. How's that? I know he can play. I ran the grades. He can play. Kyle Pecco is why he's unemployed is beyond me. Kyle knows how I feel about him. They need to bring him back. But that's just me being biased, though, too. You guys go, oh, you're biased because you're friends with him. No, but I also keep 100. Kyle Pickle played really, really well. You guys saw Kyle Pickle play. He's good. But then I can see, why or why not things are being done. You have to look at from the landscape of the GM perspective. And I get it. It's business at the end of the day. There's only so much money to go around. So again, what's the asking price? What are we going to get on the return on their investment? Can the two agree and come to an agreement on a potential deal? I do know the New York Jets want him, Kyle Pickle. They're interested in him. How do I know that? Where does Robert Saleh come from? Oh, yeah, San Francisco 49ers. Oh, yeah. Oh, Daniel Kim says, those are great GMs, have a great sense of football and cap. Yes. And you have to know, again, there's different layers to what makes a GM good. I think the first, and maybe from a management perspective, because I went to school at San Diego State for business management, is you need to trust the people underneath you, and you need to lead by example. And you also have to be able and willing to delegate the work and trust your counterparts that they're able to do the job, and trust in them that they can do their jobs without being micromanaged. I think a lot of times people micromanage other people and you don't see their full and true potential because out of fear that you think they'll get something wrong. You have to let these guys make some mistakes. No one is perfect. When you look at the landscape of those GMs that I just spoke about, they do a very good job at that. And you can't wear all multiple hats, right? If we're really logically talking about this, let's talk about it, peeling back layers of the onion to get to the core. Look, at the macro level, you have the GM. And then underneath the GM, you have the assistant GM. Sometimes you have the vice president of player personnel or director of player personnel. You have the director of college scouting. Then you have the area scouts, the national scouts, and everything in between with the interns, right? You might sprinkle in the analytics guy and so forth, the football data research guy, whatever the case may be, or the quality control coach or whatever you want to call him, coordinator, whatever job title you want to give that guy, right? Which is very important. Not saying it's useless, but it's very important. That's the scouting department, right? But then again, when people just look at the draft, they have to cross-check what they get from the pro player personnel department. So the pro player personnel department is in charge with a lot of factors in real time. In fact, they have to know who potentially, right? Because you have to forecast who potentially could be let go off the 53-man roster as a surprise cap cut. Who are these players that we think we can get that fit in our budget? And then what players do we think that other teams might have to give up because a strength for them is a weakness for us? And then on top of that, on all those different layers, you have to say, hey, let's go to the film, do these guys, and cross-check with coaches. And just like the college scouts do and checking with college prospects, the pro player personnel side has to do exactly the same thing, just on a different wavelength, and say, hey, look, do these guys fit our system? Can they play? Let's watch the film and see what they can and cannot do. Because it's up to you, if you guys bring these guys in, that they know the heck what they're doing. Otherwise, they're not going to be making their way to 1475 right away. They're dumb. They don't bring in dumb players. They bring in smart players, high football IQ players, players that love to win more than they hate to lose. Hate to lose more than they love to win. That's a good question that I always, because it was brought up to me. A scout asked me years ago. He says, "Hey, I have a question for you." I was like, "Okay, cool." He says, "When you played, did you hate to lose more than you love to win, or did you love to win more than you hate to lose?" And I was like, "Wait, what? Can you say it slower?" So he's like, "Okay, let me say it slower. Do you hate to win more than you love to lose, or do you love to win more than you hate to lose?" And I looked at that and I was like, what is this, reverse psychology? Like, okay, let me think about this, right? Like, and give you a authentic, genuine answer. I said, okay, because I'm dyslexic, so I was kind of like, wait, what? So when he kind of replayed it like that, I was like, oh, I hate to lose. Like, there's nothing worse than losing. I don't care if I win. I would rather hate to lose more than I love to win. Because winning is cool, but if you lose, like, losing to me is like the pet peeve for me. Like, in anything, I told you about this. I get in arguments around Thanksgiving and Christmas time with my freaking nieces because they win at freaking shoots and ladders. That game shoots and ladders annoys the crap out of me, and every time I lose, I get upset. I know she's like 6 or 7 or 6, but I get upset. Like, it irritates me. And she's like, Uncle, why are you so upset? Like, why are you mad for? Let's play again. I'm like, oh yeah, we're definitely playing again. We're definitely gonna play again. I go first this time. I'm so competitive like that. But no, it's funny. I'm just competitive, man. Brandon Springer says, just to clarify, Bijan not a question mark, but where he lands. Sorry, I should have explained it better. I get it. Daniel Kim says, bring back Harmon. Yes, absolutely. And I know Duron Harmon and the Raiders were in discussions on potentially bringing him back late last year. Now, how is that coming to fruition this year? I don't know. He's still unsigned. He's still a free agent. I think they need to bring him back. Again, he was brought in as a good locker room guy, team captain, right? So you're losing a team captain. So who's going to replace the Duron Harmon? And he made arguably the biggest plays outside of Meek Robinson on the third level. Third level. So to me, Duron Harmon, and I got to know Duron Harmon. I love Duron Harmon. They need to bring him back. But they have Marcus Epps there. So does that tell you? I mean, think about it. If you're Duron Harmon and you see them sign Marcus Epps, and I just had a press conference with Marcus Epps along with other beat writers there, he's probably looking at this and saying, oh man, like, are they going to bring me back? Because they have Trayvon Merrick there, and they have Isaiah Polamau, who's also they're very high on, who I got to know, good guy. I really like what he brings to the table as well. So where do I fit in, right? At safety. Because there's 12 draft picks. They're not going to use all 12 draft picks. Are they going to go out and get one on day 2? If that happens, I think the writing's on the wall. I hate to say it, but I'm just keeping it 100. I hope not. I want them to react to Duron Harmon, but logically, I just don't see that playing out. Daniel Kim says, the War Room has a lot of moving parts, especially near the end when they have to convince UDFAs to sign with them. Yep. That's the hardest part from a GM perspective, because at the end of the day, all 32 NFL teams will be fighting for these players. Why? Because on your board, more times than not, there's always those cluster of players, those 15 to 20 players that you want to bring in. And it's all about the recruitment at that point. Hey man, like, we want you in. And the agent's going to be like, okay, well, who do you have on your roster? You guys just drafted 3 cornerbacks. Why would my cornerback, who undrafted, come to your Oh, because iron sharpens iron. So just because they're drafted as a 2nd round pick or 3rd round pick doesn't mean that your guy can start. We really like what he brings to the table, but again, he has to prove it in camp. Those are the GMs that actually do the best recruiting, because then it's almost like this. Okay, cool story. The agent's like, okay, cool story. You don't take a guy in the 2nd, 3rd round to have him ride the pine, right? He's going to make the team. Otherwise, beat writers going to be all over it. Oh, 2nd, 3rd round pick cut in training camp. How many times does that happen? Never. Hardly ever. So you really have to look at it and be like, okay, man, like, you have the San Francisco 49ers, you have the Las Vegas Raiders, and then you also have the Baltimore Ravens. Which scheme do you think that you fit? The agent's not going to know that. He doesn't watch film, or maybe he does. I don't know. And then you're going to have to see and look at the roster. Who else are you guys bringing in, right? Because you're fighting to sign on that dotted line real quick, because you can only sign so many different players. If you're like, okay, I'll give you 5 minutes to make a decision, but we're going to move on after that 5-minute timer. We'll give you 5 minutes to think about it, but we have other guys that we want to bring in. So if you say no, that's cool. We got to keep going, right? You got to keep turning the wheels, man. Like, everyone thinks once the draft is over, it's over. Hell no. That's when it's just getting started, because undrafted rookie free agents, that's what everyone's fighting for. You saw it last year. 4 undrafted rookie free agents made the roster. Darian Butler, Luke Masterson, Isaiah Polamau, who I just mentioned, and of course, Sam Webb. At least 1 or 2 are going to make it this year, right? If all things are created equal, more times than not. And there's some people saying, oh, undrafted rookie free agents who make the team just shows that the team is crappy. Okay. I don't buy that. I think sometimes these undrafted rookie free agents go under the radar for a number of different reasons. Could be off-field issues, could be character concerns, could be he was injured in camp, could be he didn't get enough playing time, could be he was in the doghouse, right? We talked about Darian Kendrick out of Georgia, right? Going in Dabo Swinney's doghouse, which is why he transferred to Georgia. Talked about DK to John Simpson when he was on the team in the locker room. Oh man, I miss John Simpson. John Simpson was always brought a smile on his face. Good guy. But I always thought he was based for a power-based run team. And I honestly thought the Steelers or the Ravens would draft him. In fact, you check my Beast receipts, I think one of those teams I said that would potentially draft him. But yeah, you're not wrong. We're on for 2 hours and 5 minutes. There's 24 of you guys watching it. If you like the video and you like what I bring to the table here in the DOB, give this video a thumbs up. It helps out the channel and helps out the YouTube algorithm a lot and pushes it to other like-minded nation. So again, that is free 99. I'm not asking for a penny, just asking for a simple like, and a little goes a long way. So do that right now. There's 25 of you guys watching right now. It's 11:38 p.m. and I have to be at Raiders headquarters at noon, but I'm going to get there a little bit earlier. So I want to hop off and say I have to go to sleep and wake up early and do my Aloha kickoff video from Raiders headquarters before I have the press conference. But then at the end of the day, I'm having way too much fun talking to you guys. But no, I think I am going to hop off. I didn't know I was on for 2 hours and 5 minutes and 51 seconds. That is crazy. But I just want to give a special shout out before we say goodbye on this Thursday night. Wow, we had a lot of comments in here. I didn't get to my Facebook comments. I'm sorry. Or Twitter. My bad. Raider Dome, thank you so much for the super sticker. It was all YouTube today. Thank you so much for the super sticker. I appreciate it. Braden Springer, thank you so much for the super sticker. Really, really appreciate it. Who else do we have in here? Kevin Lurker, thank you so much for the super sticker. G Money, thank you so much for the super chat. Appreciate it. And again, if you're watching the replay, you guys can go ahead and send me a super thanks. It's a heart icon. You guys can go ahead and make a donation there as well at the end of every replay live stream. James Show, thank you so much for the super chat. He said, may the force be with us this draft. All right, so I think that's going to end this live stream. Again, I hope you guys like what I have to say. Be sure to spread the DOB to all your family and friends if they're part of the Raider Nation. Again, the bigger we get, the bigger we grow, the bigger the prizes, right? And so again, we're all about a different vibe, all about the good vibe. So again, after this video concludes, do yourselves a solid on YouTube. There is a option to share the video. It's an arrow icon. So just share the video and it'll say create post, and that will be a community. That will bring you up to the community page on your own YouTube channel, because you do have one if you're on here on YouTube, and you guys will be able to help me out because that helps out a lot. It goes on the community page and then it gets pushed to other like-minded family and friends yourself. And you don't have to say a word. You're just sharing the post and creating a post. So again, thank you so much. And do be sure to do that on YouTube. Also, be sure to smash the like button on your way out, and be sure to turn on the bell notifications, because it's only 14.5% when I was looking at the analytics, which means it equates to like 714 of you guys out of 5,090. So again, thank you so much, everyone. I had a lot of fun. I hope you guys had a lot of fun, and we'll be back doing it again tomorrow after the press conference with GM Dave Ziegler. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a good night. BEASTwriter out.